Interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. Tax day, Tony. Have you sent in your return?
I'm Tony Kornheiser, no. I had my accountant tell them I died 3 years ago. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'd hate to spoil it for you, but there's some video evidence that says you're alive and well and earning.
That's AI.
Right here.
AI created. I'm not that person. I am AI generated, even sitting here. And I can be AI because I am AI. You know, Anthony Irwin, I can do that. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, the Blazers beat the Suns. The Saudi tour is on the ropes, and Jeff Passan joins us for 5 good minutes. But we begin today with last night's Eastern Conference play-in, where Charlotte eliminated Miami in overtime. LaMelo Ball had the winning basket, but back in the second quarter, Ball reached out and appeared to pull Bam Adebayo by the ankle, causing him to fall in a heap, resulting in an injury that kept Adebayo out for the rest of the game. Afterwards, Heat coach Eric Spoelstra said Ball should have been thrown out of the game. The referee said they could not review the play because no original call had been made. Wilbon, do you agree that Ball should have been ejected?
Yep. There's no question about it. He should have been ejected. You're watching this, and I understand what, let me just say this. I understand why any one of those officials would have let that play go, because they don't like to stop a fast break for a team
going the other
something
way.
That's incidental.
Yeah.
Right? Ball's going the other way. They're going to get a layup out of this. You don't want to stop the play. And if you just make that decision, which is a reasonable decision for an official to make in real time, you can't go back and review it. So you can't give him what should have been, at minimum, a flagrant one, but more likely to me, because, by the way, this isn't the first time. It's not the first time the Ball has reached out and grabbed even this player, the best player on the Miami Heat, a guy who scored 1 million points in a game this year. So he would have been flagrant 2'd and ejected. And now the league, I guess, is examining what to do, but that doesn't help Miami. Miami's going to win that game. It was a thrilling game, and Charlotte played great, even though Rookie of the Year Knipple had no points and had to be benched in overtime. But you gotta throw him out.
People who are waiting for me to disagree with you will find that they're going to have to keep waiting, because I'm not going to disagree. I had Brian Windhorst on my podcast this morning. And Brian said, I want to check my notes. He said he thought it was a flagrant foul by Ball, and he pointed out, as you just did, that Ball has a history of doing this with this particular guy. In the moment that I saw it, I didn't think there was intent to injure, but maybe I was wrong. As you say, the league is looking at it. What does that do for Miami? Miami is out. There's nothing that can come of this that helps Miami. Eric Spoelstra said, look, we could have won. You know, I mean, he
took the high road.
Yes, he did. He said we could have won.
Yeah.
But again, they didn't win in that game. You're right, it was a thrilling, wonderful game. And here's a really good line from Windhorst. He talked about the fact that it showed the redemptive power of the NBA playoffs, which echoes what you're saying, which you said the other day, that the regular season fell really short. So I tuned into this game because I wanted to see Charlotte throwing it up from all over.
And they did.
Okay, so here are some numbers, though. All right, I wanted to see Ball and Knipple.
Right.
Knipple is your Rookie of the Year, not my Rookie of the Year.
My Rookie of the Year.
Knipple was 2 of 12 and 0 of 6 from 3. And he was benched.
He had to be
benched late in the game.
Good move by Charles Lee. Gutsy.
Okay, and LaMelo Ball, 2 of 16 from 3, 2 of 16.
It.
So together, they're 2 of 22 from 3, which is just awful. You know, it's awful. It's terrible.
But
they won.
They won.
If they win one more, they're in the real playoffs.
And
they're in the real playoffs.
Out.
Yeah,
Tony. So that helps enormously. But Ball, what now? So even if, first of all, the league doesn't have the guts to suspend him for the upcoming game against either Philly or Orlando. No. The league doesn't. You don't have.
Can I just say this?
Not David Stern's.
No, David Stern would have done it.
But
let me just say this:
they're not doing it.
If you find that this happened, and if you suspend him for the next game, to me that feels vindictive. It does.
Well,
to
can
me.
you suspend them for game 1 if they win of the series of the playoffs?
I think
you wait till next year.
I think it's gone. I think you missed it. Let's move to the Western Conference play-in, where Denny Avdia, let me get that right, scored 41 points, including the winning basket to lead Portland past Phoenix and into the playoffs in the 7th spot. Avdia also had 12 assists and 7 rebounds. This is the same Denny Avdia that the Wizards traded for a bowl of porridge a couple of years ago. Wilbon, this one was way past my bedtime.
Yes.
So what did the Blazers show you, and what does it say about your Suns?
Well, it wasn't past my bedtime, and you know, because you got about 1,000 text messages from me this morning. And he's good enough to go by one name now after last night, 41 points, game winner. It's just Denny. I'm not going to get into Avdia, even though I'm finally pronouncing it correctly. the Bulls could have drafted him but decided to take Patrick Williams. That's even stupider. No, maybe not. Then the Wizards getting rid of a young star in the making. And this kid went out there, and it was on him. And he made every play. And the Suns are not a bad team. The Suns are going to win the next game and get in as the 8th seed and have to go against OKC, but that's all right. This was a terrific game. Portland, look, you mentioned this yesterday. I'll give you credit. They came back from something that could have scarred
I'm going to go to that.
their whole season.
I'm going to go to that.
Chauncey Billups.
I'm going to go to that.
Losing their coach and a guy who's a presence. I know and like Chauncey. We went over all this at the time. But they responded. They finished better than 500. They have a star. No, they can't get more than a game, I don't think, off of San Antonio.
It smells like a sweep.
I'll tell you what.
It does. It smells like a sweep.
This kid's worth watching.
Yeah. So are you saying that the Wizards trading him, it's because they couldn't use somebody who could get 41, 12, and 7 on the road in a play-in game? They couldn't use him to break the streak at the end of the season where they lost 26 of the last 27. They traded him because he might want to win, and they don't want to win. Yeah. So let me step back for a second. We are talking about two teams that could make the playoffs. Portland is in, Charlotte could be in, that haven't been in the real playoffs in a long time. 10 years for Charlotte and 5 years for Portland. We are talking about coaches here that nobody knows. Yeah. Tiago Splitter.
He was a player.
Tiago Splitter walks into a situation because the coach, Chauncey Billups, was removed because he was accused of being part of a mob-run betting scheme, and he is awaiting trial. Tiago Splitter finishes 42 and 39, their best record in 5 years.
Amazing.
Charles Lee is in his second year at Charlotte. I don't know anything about Charles Lee. He won 19 games last year. He won 44 games this year. If he walked in here right now with a T-shirt that said, "I am Charles Lee," I wouldn't know. But these guys deserve a tremendous amount of credit.
Tony, they do. And both those teams do. And by the way, I'll just test you. You want to tell me the coach of the Phoenix Suns?
I can't.
Okay, the coach of the Phoenix Suns got that team to play after saying bye-bye to Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a bye-bye
Devin Booker is still there,
yeah,
and a bunch of other guys who played their roles really well. But Phoenix, I got Phoenix still getting in. That had to be a crushing loss for them last night. And by the way, to see to see Dame Lillard step off the bench and he's hugging.
Can I ask you a question?
Obviously.
Can I ask you a question? In October, if I had said to you, what are the odds that by April, and it's possible, Portland is in and Charlotte could be in, that parlay would make the play. It's 300 to 1. Yeah. It's 500 to 1.
I want that deal.
It's never going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Let's move to hockey. Fans in Columbus chanted one more year at Alex Ovechkin as he played what could have been his final game last night, notching an assist in the Capitals' 2-1 win over the Blue Jackets. The loss led Columbus's 71-year-old interim head coach, Rick Bowness, to go off on his own team, saying, quote, "I don't know if I'm back, but if I'm back, I'm changing this culture. These guys, they don't care. Losing is not important enough to them. It doesn't bother them," close quote. Out.